Barbarian joins X and Pearl as being an amazing horror project made in 2022. The horror isn't cheap in this movie. The cinematography and camera work provide scary tension that will have you clutching your covers. This makes the jump scares legitimately scary. Even things as small as a character trying to wake another character up are easy enough to shake the audience out of their boots. This movie and Companion 2025 are both movies that are better to watch when you know nothing about it. Don't watch any trailers. Hell, don't even look at screenshots of the movie if you can help it. I watched this movie and about 30 minutes in, I had to double check that I was watching the right one. But that's just another aspect of this film that's so well done. This movie is perfect at subverting expectations. You are pretty certain you know who the villain is about 10 minutes into the film, but then it leads you into territory that you weren't expecting and shuts that presumption down. There aren't a lot of characters in this film, but the writing makes up for that by having each character have a special purpose. Also, like Companion, this movie's central theme revolves around the oppression of women in regards to gender roles, but this film even surpasses that film by approaching the topic in much more nuance. The protagonist Tess faces either direct or indirect forms of sexism that varies in degrees between each character. There are minor forms of sexism, such as regarding women as princesses, but there are also more dangerous forms of sexism, such as psychopathic sexual assault. However, Tess and the audience don't know where each man lies on the spectrum, so it leads to this dynamic between men and women where men are allowed to be a little bit more reckless while women have to be more cautious. And I'm glad they chose Georgina Campbell to play Tess. She anchors the film with her realism, perfectly portraying her compassion, fear, and sympathy. The cast is amazing across the board, and it was a really good move to have Justin Long play as big of a role as he did in this film. He always does an amazing job playing characters who are dickheads but have an added layer of complexity to them. His character is the obvious comic relief, especially towards the second act, but it never brings down the movie, and when the movie gets serious, it gets serious. The antagonists are well made and provide two different aspects of horror: crazy strong monster horror and a psychopathic villain horror. One aspect of this movie that I don't want to spoil are the kills. All I will say is they're awesome and add another layer of expectation subversion to the film. I mentioned the cinematography earlier, and another great aspect to it is its obvious homage to other films. This movie incorporates a sort of mix between Sam Raimi's chaotic camera work and the more relaxed and unmoving camera work inspired by David Fincher, and the story feels like something ripped straight out of a Stephen King novel. And speaking of King, he himself even praised this film on Twitter, and if that didn't convince you that you need to give this film a watch, I don't know what does. It has everything that I've ever wanted in a horror movie: an effective roller coaster plot structure, genuine scares, meaningful characters, a relevant theme, and amazing cinematography. This is an amazing film, and I am so excited to see what Zach Cregger has in store for us with his upcoming film Weapons. 10 out of 10.